Migration is one of the most fascinating phenomena in the animal kingdom. It's a journey that often spans thousands of miles, crossing oceans, continents, and dangerous landscapes. But why do animals migrate? The answer is a complex combination of instinct, survival, and the never-ending search for food, shelter, and breeding grounds. It's a story that is as ancient as life itself, rooted in the rhythms of nature and the cycles of the earth. For many species, migration is the key to survival. Imagine a vast savanna, the dry season baking the land under the relentless sun. Food is scarce, water holes have dried up, and the threat of starvation looms large. Yet, for animals like the wildebeest, the answer lies not in remaining still but in moving, always moving. They embark on one of the greatest migrations in the world, traveling in massive herds across the African plains in search of greener pastures. They are driven by the rains, which nourish the grasses they depend on for food. For these animals, migration isn't just a choice, it's a matter of life and death. But it's not just mammals that migrate. Birds are perhaps the most famous migrators, soaring across the skies, navigating with remarkable precision. The Arctic tern, for instance, holds the record for the longest migration of any animal. These small birds travel from the Arctic to the Antarctic and back again, a round trip of over 44,000 miles every year. They do this to take advantage of the continuous daylight found in both the Arctic and Antarctic summers, which provides them with abundant food in the form of fish and krill. How do these birds know where to go? How do they manage to find their way across such vast distances? Scientists believe that birds use a variety of tools for navigation. Some, like the sun and the stars, provide directional clues, while others, such as the Earth's magnetic field, act as an internal compass. Certain species even use landmarks, such as coastlines or mountain ranges, to guide their journey. It's a remarkable feat of nature, one that speaks to the deep instincts embedded in these creatures. Yet, migration isn't just about finding food. For many animals, it's about reproduction. The monarch butterfly, with its delicate orange and black wings, is one of the most recognizable migrators. Every year, millions of monarchs embark on a multi-generational journey from Canada to Mexico, where they find refuge in the forests of central Mexico. Here, they mate and lay eggs, starting the cycle of life anew. As the seasons change, their offspring will continue the migration northward, eventually returning to the same areas where their ancestors began. This cycle of life is central to migration. Many animals travel vast distances to ensure that their young are born in the safest possible environment. Sea turtles, for example, migrate across entire oceans to return to the beaches where they were born. After decades at sea, female sea turtles return to these familiar shores to lay their eggs in the sand. Once hatched, the baby turtles face their own perilous journey, racing from the beach to the water in a desperate bid to avoid predators. For these turtles, migration is not only a necessity for survival but also a way of maintaining the continuity of life across generations. The reasons for migration can also be found in the changing seasons. As winter approaches in the northern hemisphere, many animals seek out warmer climates to escape the cold. Swallows, for instance, leave their breeding grounds in Europe and North America to spend the winter months in Africa and South America, where the weather is milder and food is more plentiful. This seasonal migration allows them to survive the harsh conditions of winter and return to their breeding grounds in the spring when food is again abundant. But it's not just the cold that drives migration. Some animals, like the caribou of the Arctic tundra, migrate in response to the melting of snow and ice. As the summer thaw begins, the caribou move northward in search of fresh vegetation. This migration is synchronized with the birth of their calves, ensuring that the young have access to the rich plant life needed to sustain them during their early months of life. Once winter approaches, the caribou returns southward to avoid the worst of the Arctic cold. Interestingly, not all migrations are tied to temperature or food. Some animals, like the Pacific salmon, migrate for a very specific and personal reason, to return to the place of their birth. After spending years in the ocean, adult salmon swim upstream, battling against powerful currents and waterfalls, to reach the freshwater rivers where they were born. Here, they spawn, lay their eggs, and then die, leaving behind the next generation to continue the cycle. This incredible journey is not about survival in the immediate sense but about ensuring the survival of their species. As incredible as migration is, it's not without its challenges. The journey is often fraught with danger, and many animals do not survive. Predators lie in wait, ready to strike as animals grow tired and vulnerable from the long trek. Weather conditions can change suddenly, turning a calm journey into a fight for survival. For birds, exhaustion and lack of food can take a heavy toll, and many fall from the sky before reaching their destination. Human activities have also added new dangers to the migration story. Urbanization, deforestation, and climate change are altering the landscapes that animals have relied on for millennia. Migration routes that once provided safe passage are now blocked by roads, buildings, and other developments. Wetlands that were once rich feeding grounds for migratory birds are being drained, leaving them with fewer places to rest and refuel. Climate change is affecting the timing of migrations, disrupting the delicate balance between animals and their environments. For example, as temperatures rise, some species are arriving at their breeding grounds too early or too late, missing the window for optimal food availability. Despite these challenges, animals continue to migrate. Their journeys are a testament to the resilience of life on Earth, a reminder of the deep connection between all living creatures and the environments they inhabit. Migration is not just a biological process, it is a story of survival, of adaptation, and of the enduring power of nature. Some species are finding ways to adapt to the changing world. The bar-tailed godwit, a shorebird known for its long migrations, has recently been observed taking new routes as a result of shifting wind patterns caused by climate change. These birds have learned to navigate around dangerous weather systems, demonstrating an incredible ability to adjust to new environmental challenges. Similarly, some fish species are altering their migration patterns in response to changes in water temperature and salinity, seeking out new habitats that offer better conditions for survival. In the face of these changes, conservation efforts are playing an increasingly important role in protecting migratory species. International agreements, such as the Convention on Migratory Species, aim to preserve critical habitats and migration routes for animals across borders. Protected areas, wildlife corridors, and efforts to restore degraded ecosystems are all part of a global effort to ensure that migration continues to be a viable strategy for survival. At its heart, migration is a story of movement, of life in motion. It's a journey that connects animals to the rhythms of the earth, to the changing seasons, and to each other. Whether they are flying through the sky, swimming through the ocean, or running across the plains, migratory animals are part of a grand, ancient dance, a dance that has been taking place for millions of years. The story of migration is also a reminder of the fragility of life. Each year, animals embark on these journeys with no guarantee of success. They face dangers from predators, harsh weather, and human interference. And yet, year after year, they return to the same places, driven by the same instincts that have guided their ancestors for generations. It's a story of hope, perseverance, and the will to survive in a world that is constantly changing. Why do animals migrate? Because they must. It's written into their DNA, an ancient code passed down through countless generations. It's a response to the challenges of survival, a way to ensure that life continues in the face of adversity. Migration is a reminder that the natural world is in constant motion, and that all living things are connected by the same forces that shape our planet. As we continue to study and understand migration, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and beauty of the natural world. Each migration tells a story of struggle, of triumph, of the endless search for food, shelter, and a place to call home. And in this search, we find a reflection of our own journey through life, as we navigate the challenges of our world, always moving, always adapting, always seeking out the best path forward.